you a presentation about our plans that help the Microsoft to succeed in the mobile first and cloud first world. This is our teams. My name is Jennifer. This is Lava, Mavis, and Basson. So our presentation will be divided into the 4 parts. The first part is about the introductions of our strategy and the current situation, the challenge this Microsoft is facing so far, and then the feasibility of our plans, why we think that this strategy will help the companies to succeed, and then the implementation of our strategy. The last part is about the outcomes that this strategy will bring to Microsoft. So let me start from the introduction part. We offer plans that called the cloud plan. So recently the cloud concept appears recently. It is based on the internet, and the users can connect to the internet and then do the data storings on the clouds. And we offer this plan for these pieces of points. The first is about our target market. We focus the markets on the business market. We can take the Samsung and Apple, for example. They focus on the consumer market, but we offer the service for no matter the personal business and also the business for corporations. And the second one is we gonna bring these cloud concepts up the level to the operating systems. It means that we gonna create the one sharing account for each operating systems for each users. So compares to the previous Microsoft operating systems that didn't have the sharing account. So we bring this up because we think that the users can access to the operating systems in different regions and at any times. And then we gonna provide all the software storings on the clouds. Previously, based on the clouds concept, that it only store data on the clouds, but for these levels, we're gonna provide the software storings on the cloud. And then it not only provide the data storings, but also it provides the data processing on the clouds. And also these operating systems can be used in different platforms because we offers our operating systems on the internet, on the website, so that if you have like Apple or Samsung, it can access through the website inside the Apples and Samsung. And that is our basic concept of our cloud plans. And next we'll pass to Lava to introduce the following part.
Okay, after having a general idea of our whole plan components, let's take a step back to look at how we come up with such a cloud plan. First, let's look at the company Microsoft. It once become the most valuable company in the world because it created the Windows platform. Also, it did really well in the PC industry because they have such a strong platform. However, with the development of smart devices industry, it's facing a decline. So Microsoft decided to step into the smart devices industry. However, it is still wandering in this industry. First of all, it faces the dilemma of application development. Since iOS and Android have so many users, Microsoft's Windows Phone seems to have less or poor market. Secondly, it acquired Nokia in 2013. Of course, it faced a lot of cultural, technological, and communication problems after the acquisition. So it faced a lot of problem in this smart devices industry. So what the direction should Microsoft be heading? Of course, we think the direction is the cloud. So we have come up with our cloud plan. So next slide please. We'll look at the feasibility of this plan. So to tell you why we think the cloud plan is feasible, let us look at why other methods or approaches are not feasible. The other approaches we mean is mainly hardware. So after it introduced the Windows Phone, some tablets, Surface tablets, it did not sell well because it's too late after the launch of iOS and Android platform. So because of this, fewer application developers are willing to write application programs for it. So the hardware part is consequently not doing well. Also, the market is poor because it faces such a strong competition. Another big reason is that people don't buy this Windows experience scrambled from PC directly into a cell phone. You know, people nowadays want to have a direct or brand new experience of cell phone usage, but you move the PC experience of Microsoft Windows directly into the cell phone, they get bored and there is no market. So this is why other methods are not feasible. And besides, in addition to the things it doesn't do well in, we found it does well in the software area. That is, it can use its original software competitive advantage as it develops its Microsoft Windows system to adapt it into its cloud technology. So this is our original reason for the cloud plan, and our other two members will introduce how we will implement it in details for this plan.
Okay, so first I will introduce the implementation of our cloud plan strategy. So first I would like to talk about the entry for mCloud, which is the cloud service provided by Microsoft. So as we know, Microsoft, it has various Windows operating systems like Windows 8, Windows RT, and Windows 48. And we have such huge customer base. Only by Windows PC operating systems, almost everyone are using it. For example, like almost everyone have a Windows system laptop, and in the family, almost each household has a Windows PC. So now we can log into the Windows operating system, which means we open the computer just by click the Windows, and we do not have an unique account for us. So now we would like to require, we believe that Microsoft should require each Windows users to create their own account. And the cloud service will be integrated into the Windows system. So if the users of Windows have their own account, they can access to the Windows system, to the Hotmail, to the Bing, and to the Skype, to the Microsoft Office softwares by their account. And it is also the identity for each mCloud users. And by logging to the mCloud, the users can upload their apps and their stuffs to the cloud. And when they switch to another internet endpoints, but still using the Windows operating systems, they can just use the integrated part of the Windows mCloud part to access their contents. So what about for other operating systems like Linux, Android, and iOS? So Microsoft should also create a website for the mCloud access for users using different operating systems, and users use their account to log in to that website, and they can still also easily access to their account. Next, I will talk about the mCloud usage. So it is about how we will provide for our users. So first, it is store and synchronize users' content. It sounds like very simple and easy, but it does provide a lot of convenience for our users. For example, the users, they have their softwares and they have their movies, music on their computers at home. And when they use mCloud service and they go anywhere, they can access to the their contents without downloading them. They can use them in the cloud service, all those contents. And besides the user generated contents, we believe that Microsoft should also provide their unique services for users from the mCloud. So, for example, like Google has Google Drive, which is like a cloud endpoint, and Google provides a Google questionnaire service from the cloud. So, for the Microsoft Cloud, we believe that it first should integrate the Hotmail, the Bing search engine, and the Office softwares and Skype. So for the Hotmail, users can just access to their emails when they log in to their mCloud account, and they can use Bing without open another web page. They can just use it, which is use Bing, which is integrated in the mCloud interface, and Microsoft Office applications. So users, when they switch to another computer, even though they have bought the softwares, they have to download it again and input their keyword. So, but with the mCloud service, as long as you bought the MicroOffice applications, you can use it on the mCloud. And for the Skype, it is an online chatting software, but now it is not very powerful in the market. So by the huge customer base and the use of the mCloud, we can allow users to use more Skype, and it does not necessarily clash to Facebook, which focus on the teenagers and like people who are very interested in social networking. Microsoft can transform Skype by some business functions like remote meeting by Skype and remote chatting, remote telephoning, and users can still have some posts on the Skype to keep contact with their friends. So the important thing is to make Skype more reliable than before. So from this part, what we focus is not brand new stuff or like something completely different, but we would like to focus more on the details. So these things can bring customers more convenience, and customers are not bored of Windows systems. They are just tired of no new functions or no new convenience improved. So I'll pass to my partner.
So because as mentioned, there are so many data and apps stored in the cloud, the central service. So you may ask the customers, we are worried about the securities and privacy, so how can we solve the problems? Because if the customers worry about their privacy and the security of their information and the data, they want to use the cloud service. So firstly, of course, the personal account should be created and it have a password, even a dynamic orders to protect this account. And secondly, is the encryption technology. For particularly because the cloud service is based on the website. So the website, we should use the format as HTTPS, a more security ways instead of the traditional HTTP ones. And the third one is about the database structure. As we know, so many data and information stored in the website and the central database. There must be a lot of problems such as conflicts, updates, and the modify of the data. How can all the database keep a consistency? We should use a rational database which use the formal key to link all the tables together. And more important is use this kind of database can provide us a database more established and without any repeated problems. And what's more, rational database is particularly more than the traditional one. With the rational database, we can save us our storerooms to cut our cost because because purchase and maintain a database is very expensive, and we hope can cut our cost. So rational database structure is our first choice. Finally, when you travel or enjoy your holiday, but you want to connect with your Windows iOS with your tablet or mobile phone, how can we do that? Because it is on the website. We want to use VPN method to connect the website because you know a lot of public Wi-Fi and the 3G signal is actually not so safe. So that with VPN method, it's protected by encryption technology, and it creates a unique way to upload and download all the information and data from the central database, so that this way can provide our more a safer method to connect with our data and iOS on the cloud. Next. After implication, that brings me to our outcomes. The outcomes is about what benefit can the strategy bring to the Microsoft. First of all, it's make Microsoft become the first one to put the whole operation system into the cloud based on the website, so that it take off the market gap because most of its competitors only upload some apps into their cloud. Even some more weakers only only provide the cloud storage functions. So that with the whole operation system, we can do more things and take advantages of we are the first going into the market. So that it means we use the blue ocean strategy to do the competition. It means we avoid the competition in the existing industry, but we create new customer demands and move the battlefield into another place. And the second one is we integrate all the data and the operation apps into our website. It can provide efficient cooperation beyond communication, so that's like our customers increase our customer stickiness of our website and the company, so that create new customer demands because they can cooperation with the OS. And the third is focus on the software because Microsoft's core competitive advantages is on that. So it follows the 13% principles. It means 13% of products makes 70% of profit for the company. Next, please. Okay, so that brings me to the conclusion. We are confident with our strategy, and we believe we can work well with Microsoft. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you. We will be very happy to answer all your questions.
Thank you, students from the Macao Polytechnic Institute. There's now 15 minutes of time for question and answers.
Thank you very much for your very detailed explanation. I've got a big question in my head, though. I mean, now you've decided that you go for just one cloud. How are you going to implement it's a new strategic direction anyway. And as we know, Microsoft is a pretty dysfunctional company. There are a lot of problems, people problem, leadership problem, culture problem. With such a new move, how would you be able to get buy-in from the staff to be able to do what you've just told us?
Yes, because we believe that yes, there are problems in Microsoft in terms of human resources and other related like cultural issues. But we think now it is a time for Microsoft to provide a new vision, like new direction, new product to reunite the people, because maybe they have like the different opinions and different thoughts in terms of direction of the company. So we believe that it is the best direction for the company, and if Microsoft can promote this idea, and we believe that it can reunite its staff.
Great to have a good direction, but how are you going to communicate and ensure that everybody believes in what you believe in?
It's like a restart. It's like why, because part of the reason that why it has so many problems in terms of people management is because it does too much that it's not good at. For example, it acquired Nokia, so it caused a lot of cultural problem. Also, this macro cultural problem will cause the internal problem of between their employees and their bosses. So when they give up this area, when they have only one main goal for the M cloud, the people problem will be smooth. We think so.
And I believe there are some staffs and old employees may be disappointed with the current situation of Microsoft because they create the best company in the world in the past. But nowadays, Microsoft turned into a second level company in some degree, and they may be disappointed. So with a new idea, with innovation, maybe these old employees can rethink of their situation in the beginning of Microsoft, and they can pick up their power to do their job and pick up the hope for the companies.
Yeah, just second question is, do you think acquiring Nokia was a mistake by Microsoft? And if it was a mistake, instead of Nokia, which other industry or company Microsoft should have acquired to be able to deliver the cloud plan?
For the first part of the question, buying Nokia, I think for Microsoft only one means. That means because the Nokia is focused on mobile devices, and Microsoft do not have any experiences in the mobile devices. So even it want to develop some new technology or some iOS for the mobile devices, and they do not know how to do that. So by Nokia, it means they buy some experience and experienced staffs from other company. They can they save their learning cost, so that this existing knowledge about mobile devices in Nokia can turn into the Microsoft directly without a lot of additional training fees and so on. So that we think buying Nokia is meaningful, And
Second question is about what areas should Nokia entered when it want to acquire, right?
No. If not Nokia, which other company or which industry should Microsoft go into? Reason I'm asking is that a mobile device is not the most critical component of delivering a cloud plan. So if you are looking at cloud plan as your solution, then instead of acquiring Nokia, should we acquire a different kind of industry player?
We believe that if Microsoft must acquire a company or it does want to do so,
Yeah, so
I
if
think
not
it
Nokia,
is,
which other company
I
or
think
which other industry
first
should we go?
it is not very necessary for
Okay.
Microsoft to acquire a
Very
totally
good.
new, so giant company. And second, if Microsoft does want to acquire a new company, we believe that it may be like a network device, a network company to provide some support to its cloud plan.
Thank you.
Okay, I was very interested, you talk about your cloud plan. Obviously that matches with the previous CEO that they claim to be a mobile first and a cloud first. So you hit one of them. I have two questions. One is actually, how do you see, I mean, you mentioned about some of the integration with the Microsoft existing service. How do you see the cloud plan or your technology or your product offering on the cloud plan to drive the other objective, the strategic objective of being mobile first? Okay, that's my first question. So how are you going to drive that? Okay. Secondly, you mentioned also, it's very interesting, you mentioned the cloud, your implementation on the cloud plan you mentioned about blue ocean strategy. Okay, I want to ride on that one. So what kind of target setting or what kind of geographies that actually you would like for Microsoft to actually take your cloud plan? Are you just going to be a B2B or going to be B2C or is it going to be a C2C to drive your ultimate strategic plan for Microsoft to achieve mobile first, cloud first world?
Okay, for your first question, because nowadays the mobile phone operating system market is dominated by like iOS and Android systems, but the computer market is obviously dominated by Windows operating system. We want to borrow the advantage from the PC operating system. So if everyone have a M cloud, and for their convenience, and if we can do it very good, customers will switch to the Windows operating systems of mobile phones, so they will more likely to buy the Windows Mobile.
And in other hand, we not focus on the hardware, but only focus on software. We object is first beat Apple's and Google's in the software industry. It means we want to use Microsoft's traditional competitive advantages, that is operation system, to let Microsoft's operation system to take up the market share instead of the Apple or the Google to make up the main market share. So that with OS system, operation system can use in mobile devices, more customers will re-attracted by the Microsoft, and they will renew their images of the company, and they will believe the company can produce good products. So they will, when they do the next purchase, they may choose Microsoft's mobile devices because Microsoft already use its operation system to provide it is a powerful company with innovation, but not only a traditional old company. And for the second question,
to answer your second question about the target market, although we mentioned that we mentioned something about the customer markets before, as Benson mentioned, it is useful for apps. For example, your movies, your musics can be stored in your account. But we believe the business market, B2B market, comes first. For example, we want to target market where marketing research companies are. There are a lot of marketing research companies. For example, they want to do a market research, and we use our technology to provide them with data processing and storing services. And on the other hand, when a business company want to write a business plan from at the different places in the world, that means remote communication and addition of their business plan, so they can use our products through this mCloud technology. So our main target market is the B2B market.
Yeah, and since Microsoft operating system has like family version and enterprise edition, and it can impose such functions into its enterprise edition operating systems, especially.
And why we choose B2B have another reason, because nowadays the customer is B2C market is occupied by Apple and Google, and these two companies so powerful. Microsoft cannot beat them in that market. So we use B2P strategy firstly to attract some market shares, and then we can move into the B2C market with, as Bex mentioned, the internet devices and so on.
Time for one more question.
Yes.
You did rightly mention that Microsoft is not going to have much of a success in beating people like iOS, Android in their game. So why do you think they will be able to beat in the cloud game company like Amazon, which already has 70% of the market share? So if you are having this solution based on cloud plan, how confident are you that it will be delivered by Microsoft successfully?
Firstly, the Amazon, as you mentioned, is e-commerce website. Firstly, its main focus is on the online retails and so on, and that is its main revenue comes from. So for the Amazon, its attention must be paid more to the online retails instead of the cloud service. That's what I believe. And another thing is that Microsoft already have its operation system and a lot of developed and very material good apps. So that if they can bring the advantages of PC into the cloud, it means move all the things it have now into the internet-based one to the Amazon, such kind of companies do not have its office software or its operation system, so that Microsoft can pick up the competitive advantages easily.
This concludes the question and answer session for the team from the Macao Polytechnic Institute. Please join me in thanking the students.